Greetings everyone, and welcome to another exciting PS2 collection overview vid. Yeah, we're just motoring along, literally, because today we're going to talk about racing games. Well, mostly racing games. Racing games and one other sports game. As I've mentioned on numerous occasions, I'm not a huge fan of sports games. I actually find a lot of them extremely dull. Maybe it's just because I'm not a big sports fan to begin with. I'm very true to my geekiness. I devote my interests to non-sports things. And, I mean, why would I want to get in shape? God, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, but, I don't know. I mean, I do enjoy going to live games from time to time. I mean, that's fun. I do have fond memories of going to the odd baseball game with my dad, as he tried desperately to get me to be interested in sports and failed dismally. But, you know, whatever. Just isn't my thing. And if that's your thing, that's fine. I know a lot of my geeky friends are also sports fans. I'm just not one of them. However, I do enjoy a good racing game. And there are exceptions, of course. I mean, there are certain sports games that I enjoy, ones that have a bit of a twist on the classic, genre, things like that. But I have always enjoyed a good racing game, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. Some of my favorite racing games on the PS2 today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. So, racing games and one other sports game, which puts a bit of a fun twist on an old standard sports game. So let's head on down to ye old black box and take a look today on the Multimedia. I already did that part, didn't I? Let's go to the black box. Sports. Or, well, racing. Well, to kick off the racing section, I guess we should start with one of the greatest racing franchises of all time, full-blown driving simulator, Gran Turismo 4. Yes, you gotta love Grand Theft Turismo. Yeah, a friend of mine used to frequent the Stick'em chat room, used to work in a GameStop, and he said he got so tired of people coming in asking for, do you have Grand Theft Turismo 4? Like, so what do you want? Grand Theft Auto or Gran Turismo? Grand Theft Turismo. Oh my god, the stupid is strong in this one. Anyway, Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo was one of the big system sellers for me for the PS2 originally. When I was playing on the PS2 at my stepfamily's place, they had Gran Turismo 3, and even though I'm not a particularly huge car buff, which is strange, I know, I love racing games, but I'm not a big car buff, not a big car guy. My brother is a huge car guy. Like, he would be all over games like this. Well, and is all over games like this. I think he has a few of them. But the thing that really impressed me about it was just how graphically splendiferous it is. I mean, it really is the most gorgeous looking, car simulator, like console-based car simulator you're ever likely to see. And this one really pushed the limits of what the PS2 could do. I mean, this is as good as PS2 graphics can possibly get. It's just amazing. But, so anyway, I never got around to picking up Gran Turismo 3, but then Gran Turismo 4 came out. I was like, okay, I'll get that one. But you've got literally thousands of cars and just so much stuff. And the thing that's really cool about the Gran Turismo series is it not only emulates the look of the cars, but also the feel of how they handle and how they drive. Like, they've been very, very thorough in their research and making it as realistic an experience as possible. And then to add to the realism, I actually did pick up a couple of force feedback steering wheels and such. Well, not a lot of photos in there. It's very, very classy. Too classy for pictures. So we got a few pictures in there. But yeah, this one took it to a whole new level, and it gave you more cars and more tracks and more things you could unlock. And my brother and I would fire up the steering wheels and just have a grand old time with this. Having some great races. Also some terrific licensed music in this. I remember one particular race my brother and I had was I was driving a Lotus Turbo Esprit, and he decided to drive like a 1968 Volkswagen Beetle. And and we were driving around like the windy streets of Turkey or something like that. There's a lot of hills, a lot of narrow single lane roads and stuff. And so we'd be racing along, and needless to say, I left him in the dust. I mean, there's just no question. A 1968 Beetle just has no guts whatsoever. But so we'd be racing along, and I kept lapping him because I don't think he even managed to complete one lap. So at one point, he's struggling up this hill, and he's like, okay, I know you're about to lap me, so when you get behind me, just give me a push. Like, just smash into my rear end to give me a boost up this hill. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm just coming around the corner now. So I get around the corner, I smash into the back of him and send him rocketing into the corner of a building. So what little momentum he'd managed to build up was completely lost as the wall just stopped him dead in his tracks. He was like, fuck you! So then he had to keep going. So then we decided it would be fun to watch the replay, because there's a replay mode where you can watch it kind of like as if you're watching it on a sports channel. So we put on the replay mode, and we see, like, I forget what it was. It was like Panama or something was playing for the shot where you'd see my car just roaring around the tracks. And then it cut to his car, the Volkswagen Beetle, struggling up this hill, and we just heard, oh, yeah. You know the song from Ferris Bueller? So that it just randomly picks the music, but it's almost like the game knew how ludicrous it was and responded to that with the music it chose. So you just see me rocking on the track, Panama, yeah, rock and roll! And then it cuts to Kaz, it's like, oh, yeah. It was just too perfect. That's one of those cases where we really wish we had been recording, because that would have been one for the ages. Like, you could not plan that better. It's just really good times. So anyway, Gran Turismo 4. If you're looking for any of the Gran Turismo games, they're actually up to 6 now. I don't have any of them on the PS3. I really need to pick up at least one of them just to have. I'll probably pick up the latest one at some point. Next up, we have one of the greatest series of pure driving chaos games ever created, and what a lot of fans consider to be one of the best ones of the series. We've got Burnout 3, Takedown. Yeah. Great thing about Burnout 3 is it's all about the chaos and carnage. In fact, you get rewarded for creating scenarios of greater chaos and carnage. So essentially what this is it's not so much a long-form racing game like Gran Turismo or some other racing games where you're doing actual races. No, this is all about causing chaos. So you'll get like a small area to drive around in, and what the idea is to string together combos of crashes. Like, the more cars you can crash and get to pile up and stuff like that, the more points you get. And then there's like bonus things. You can kind of drift into bonus items and get more points and score multipliers and stuff like that. So it's very arcadey. But, oh my god, it's so much fun, just because the levels of chaos you can get into with this game is just ridiculous. Really fun two-player game as well. Once again, my brother Cass and I had an absolute blast with this. Played it many times. There's been quite a few games in the Burnout series. Oh, here we go. Burnout Revenge, which is one of the other ones. I think that was the 4th one. But I never really played any of the other ones. But I think I might have played one of the earlier ones, and that's what prompted me to get this one. But boy, did we ever have a lot of fun with this. So if you just want complete, it's a black and white manual, so we're getting close to the end of the PS2 era, getting less and less interesting manuals. But yeah, so Burnout 3 Takedown, definitely one of the best of the bunch. I would love to see this get a PSN re-release, so we could play it a little more easily on Twitch and whatnot. Otherwise, I think there are some other Burnout games available on current and previous gen consoles. Next up, also lots of fun for chaos. We have ATV Off-Road Fury. Now, the last time I mentioned something about this particular series, which I will mention again now, the thing that I loved about this game was it's essentially a free roamer. You can do races, you can do challenges, stuff like that. However, there's a free ride mode where you can just explore the countryside, and the environments that you get in this thing are vast. I mean, you can explore them for hours. You can, there's one level that's out in the middle of the desert. There's like huge rock bridges you can cross. You can go out into the desert, and there's like a ghost town there you can find. There's like an ancient civilization you can find, and just all kinds of cool stuff. Now, you can't get off your bike and walk around. It's all about the driving. There's only one way to get off your bike, and that's by crashing horribly. But when you crash horribly, you can't get up and walk around. You basically just crash, and then it resets and puts you back on your bike. But what a fun, crazy, chaotic game. And now here's a manual. Here's a good and proper manual. Look at that. All that color. Just beautiful. Good stuff. Yeah, and I had a cheat code for this as well, which unlocked the best ATV. I didn't really care so much about earning it the old-fashioned way. But, yeah, and here's basically showing you how to do all the tricks. One of the things I liked about this is there's a lot of different tricks you can do, but the actual controls for performing tricks are really simple and intuitive. So you can string together combos of tricks, get lots of points, and then if you manage to land them, you get, you get the points. If you don't land, if you crash, then obviously you forfeit whatever points you got when you did the tricks in the air. But there's some great locations here where you can get a lot of air and just string together a whole bunch of tricks and stuff like that. So my friend Ben and I used to play the shit out of this. This is another one I played at my stepfamily's place and really enjoyed, so I tracked it down for my own collection, and I played it even more and really enjoyed it a lot. But the thing about this is this was a series. I think they did at least 3, possibly 4. The problem I had with it, though, we did try out the second one, and from the second one on, they decided to make it a realistic ATV simulator. What the hell is up with that? That's not what made the original fun, And as it progressed through the series, they made it more and more realistic. Not to mention the fact they gave you more environments, but they were smaller environments. You could free ride, but there was nothing to explore. I mean, you had a couple of jumps and whatnot, and just a few things. It was they really seemed to have dropped the ball on this, and they never matched what made the original so much fun. I've talked to a lot of people about this, and they all agreed was the thing that made the original fun was the free roaming aspect and just the unbridled chaos of it. I mean, just having, doing all these crazy tricks and then landing horribly and like, oh my god, my spleen, and just so much fun, just going crazy and, doing things that you could never do in real life because you would die. But and you could do a little bit of that in the others, but the others just made it way more realistic. Even like the sounds that your driver makes, like the exclamations of pain and agony as he horribly mutilates himself crashing his bike, were a lot more toned down in the later ones, so it wasn't as much fun. I mean, it was all about the pained grunts and groans as you smash into the side of a mountain, and yeah, it just the sequels weren't as fun, so I never bothered picking them up. And this is the one I keep returning to again and again because it's just stupid, crazy fun. It's stupid fun. That's the term, stupid fun. You need stupid fun in your life, and the sequels do not give you that, but this one does. So if you ever happen to get your hands on this, you will have an absolute blast. It is so much fun. Really, really good game. And last but certainly not least, this was sent to me by a viewer a little while ago. We got Hot Shots Golf Pure. Now, I haven't actually played this too much. I haven't had the opportunity or just the time. But essentially what we have here is just a crazy, cartoony, off-the-wall golf game with all kinds of different play modes that you don't normally see in a golf game. So just generally a lot of... Oh, no instructions. Oh, well. Just generally a lot of crazy fun. And, it's just basically a funny take on the classic game of golf. But you have all these outrageous cartoony characters and whatnot that just make it a little more crazy and fun and silly. I don't really have much to say about it because I haven't played it much. But anyway, just wanted to show you. There you go. So, sports. Well, not really much of sports. Mostly racing and crazy fun. I just noticed all 3 of these are greatest hits ones. Go figure. I wasn't too much a stickler about getting the black band ones, but yeah, whatever. a game is a game. The content is usually the same. Well, sometimes the greatest hits versions actually have content that the other games or the previous release doesn't. Sometimes they'll release like deluxe versions or whatever. I know they did that with Devil May Cry 3 and Silent Hill 2, which was the greatest hits was the director's cut version of that, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I tended to sometimes gravitate towards the greatest hits versions for that reason. Other times it was just, that's the only one they had at the time, so that's what I grabbed. Anyway, sports stuff. Well, racing games and a golf game. Awesome. So there you have it. We have a nice little collection of racing games. Got a proper racing game, some ATV action, some destruction and carnage with Burnout, and golf. There you go. Some crazy, cartoony golf. Gotta love that. Yeah, one thing that seems to be missing from my collection that I thought I still had was SSX3, which is, you know, one of the all-time greatest snowboarding games of all time. I just love that game to death, and for whatever reason I don't have it. I don't know. I honestly have no recollection of having sold it or giving it away. It's just gone. So I don't know. I have no idea. I hope that maybe one day they'll release it as part of the PS2 stuff on the PS3, because I would love to have that game back in my collection in some form, or I guess in a pinch I'll just track down the PS2 version again. But yeah, I love that one. I mean, that could have fit into the sports category here or into the free roaming overview, because SSX3 would actually give you a full-blown free roaming 3-peak mountain that you could just explore to your heart's content, and do tricks and races and challenges and just tons and tons and tons of stuff. It was just so much fun, and it had like the best licensed music soundtrack I think I've ever heard in a game. The only one to sort of rival that would be, of course, the Grand Theft Auto games, which always have outstanding licensed music selections. But just great fun. I do now have the newer version of SSX on the PS3, and it's very much the same kind of thing, but it gives you a much bigger mountain. Actually, I think it gives you several mountains. So I still have yet to sit down and really dive into that one. Rosie's played it a little bit. She likes it. It's my 7-year-old daughter, for those who don't know. But yeah, sorry SSX3, missing ya. You're gone, but not forgotten. Just before we go, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of my Patreon sponsors. Thanks, Patreon sponsors. You guys and gals are awesome. Special extra big thanks to my 2 current highest level sponsors, namely Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, which is an awesome e-mag written and maintained by the equally awesome duo of Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger. So check that out when you get a chance. Yeah, if you're thinking of becoming a sponsor, please do. No amount is too big, no amount is too small. Every little bit helps, and it all goes right back into the show in the form of equipment upgrades, game purchases for me to review and do videos about and playthroughs of on Twitch and all that good stuff. So yeah, every little bit helps, and your support is greatly appreciated. So please do consider becoming a Patreon sponsor and helping the Multimedia Chronicles get bigger, better, faster, stronger. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. I don't think I do. I don't think I have SSX3 anymore. What the fuck is up with that? How could I not have SSX3? What's the matter with me? That's like one of the greatest games ever made. I don't have it. Oh my god. When the fuck did I get rid of that? Well, shit. I could have sworn I had it. Maybe Anetta took it when we split up. Wouldn't that be a larf? That could have gone into sports or free roaming. Oh well. Okay. Let's get our white balance back.